Hello and welcome. In this tutorial we will be covering how to create a sectional view in Onshape using this part, this spacer. So in this tutorial I'm not going to go over how to create the part. It's a pretty basic block um, square with 3 hole cuts in it. But I will be going over how to create a sectional view and the appropriate dimensions that you will need to include for the part. So what you will do is log into Onshape and create this part. So it's pretty basic, as you can see. There's only a couple extrusions here, 3 extrusions, and 4 sketches that we're working with. So the first one, I'll just take you over how I created it quickly. The first one was I used a rectangle, 2.5 by 3.5, and I used a center point rectangle so I could use the origin as my center point, because that's how this drawing is referenced. Most of it is through the center. As you can see here, a lot of the dimensions are pulled off the center. So continuing on, I then extruded out the square by 1 inch, and this was all done on the front plane. The next thing I created was the hole, the center hole, which has a diameter of 3/4 of an inch, and then extruded through all. The next sketch I made was to create the 2 additional holes that are 1/4 inch in diameter, and those are through the entire part. And the final cut is the bore, so the counter bore, where those holes are, those bores are 1/2 inch, and they were extruded 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. So relatively simple part. Now the drawing, the exercise asks you to create a section view that goes through these 3 holes. So an offset section view. So the offset, it's offset so that it can indeed include all 3 of those holes. So once you have all your dimensions in place, so notice I have the width. I have a top view, and then I have a front view. So if you wanted, and I kind of suggest this, I would include some hidden lines, just so you know what's going on in here, right? So you got the top view, and then the front view. This is our main view, so this is where we are going to pull our sectional view from. And our main view includes everything that you need to make this part, coming off the center. So the center hole again has a 3/4 of an inch diameter, and typically I don't like to include measurements within the object, but in this case, with our sectional view, and we're using a 1:1 scale, it's still okay. It still looks clean enough. So and then the 2 times 1/2 inch diameter with a 1/2 inch Oh, let's actually that's incorrect. I'm glad I'm looking over this because I actually want the 1/4 inch hole. There we go. 1/4 inch hole. Um, so 2 times the 1/4 inch hole, 1 and 2, and the 1/2 inch bore that goes down 1/8 of an inch or 0.125. So again, you have everything you need there, and it's just good practice to just use the drawing that you're creating this from, and just checking it over. Okay, so now for the sectional view. So what we want to do, this button up here that says section view, we're just gonna, and we do, it's a vertical cut line. So the cutting plane is gonna come down vertically down, and then you'll be able to draw it in. So we can start up here. Click in there, and then notice the cutting plane, and the arrows point to where where it's being looked at, and then I'm just gonna bring it down this way, and you can swing it up and click in the middle here, and then come out to the middle here, and then once you click into those circles, you're just going to go ahead and bring out that section view and click on the right side, and that's all you need to do. So this gives us information, right? The pattern on the inside, as we read in the chapter, they have different patterns for different materials. This is just a generic. I tried changing the patterns to see if it changing the materials to see if it changed the pattern, and it did not. I'm not sure. There probably is a way to change this up, and we could create a pattern in there also manually. But for this first exercise that we've done with sectional views, this is fine for now. And yeah, so that's your first sectional view. Make sure that you fill out the title, fill out the drawing number, and if there is a material assigned, then fill out that material as well. And that's about it for your first sectional view. Good luck.